Sydney told me that she lost 2 toenails this week before the trials. We'll get the story on that a little bit later. Over to you guys. Just before the interview, Sydney says, I lost 2 toenails last week. I'm like, what? She said, yes, she was training, and suddenly both toenails from her 2 big toes fell off. I said, what did you do? She said, we wrapped them up, and we're out here competing at the Olympic trials. But just a little side note for Sydney, 2 lost toenails before the trials. How about that?
What's good, everybody? It's the GOAT, Aaron Brown. And before this video starts, be sure to follow me on Instagram. It's linked down below in the description. And on this video, I will be talking about why people don't like Sydney McLaughlin. As a sports fan, I'm one that can admit that Sydney is immensely talented. She's super fast. She's a sprinter that does hurdles. She participates in an underdeveloped event, but she's still the best ever in that underdeveloped event. She can be competitive in most disciplines she competes in. And yeah, she just has a lot of talent. Granted, I feel she may be wasting it in the 400 hurdles because no one competes in that event besides one other person. But hey, that's her choice, so I'm cool with that. But she did that interview at the USA trials where she said she lost 2 toenails in practice. And that just made me think, like, I've been running track for like 7 years now. And I've never been in a position where I'm just at practice and my toenails just fall off. Found that video on Twitter, so I took to the Twitter comments to get a better understanding because it just simply made no sense to me how you could just be at practice and your toenails fall off. The initial retweet read, Sydney coming up with an excuse in case she lose to Femke. Now, while that's funny, I don't think that's what it is. I mean, granted, you just never know in track and field. Like, we have a lot of talented people who are so weak-minded. So despite them having all the talent in the world, you never know if they're scared of somebody. So can I just go off the limb and say that Sydney is coming up with an excuse in case she loses to Femke? I just don't know. Like, and you can even ask her and she can say no, but that could be a possibility. Granted, I don't think so, but it definitely could be. But it's still weird. This person in the comments said, I can't stand her. Terrible for the sport. She's at the Olympic trials earning big bucks from sponsors, yet she still hasn't made a single post about the meet on her 1.3 million follower Instagram or Twitter followers. But hey, a dead magazine with 0 engagement. She posted everywhere. Sis out to lunch. Now, I can understand this because as a sports person, especially in the sport where you're an independent freelancer like track and field, and when you have a big audience, you can't claim that you want to contribute to the sport and help the sport grow when you have 1 million followers, and when you run races, you don't even post that you're about to run races. People don't even know when you run in the majority of the meets you pull out of. So when you are listed, people don't tune in anyways because the majority of the time you pull out. So I definitely feel, bro, on this one, like, she has 1 million followers. She could even just make a story post, hey, guys, I'm running today or I'm running this week. I feel like that would help the sport grow because it would have more eyes of people watching. If you have 1 million people following you and you make a simple post, hey, guys, I'm running today, tune in, you can get a few tens of thousands of people to tune in that would have initially not tuned in because they didn't know you were running. So when they say terrible for the sport, I think she's terrible for the sport in that aspect, as she claims she wants it to grow, but she doesn't do the things in her power to help it grow. That's just my opinion on that. I'm not in the same boat where I just can't stand her. Like, she don't be running her mouth that much for me not to stand her. Like, I'm just annoyed by annoying people. So she's not really annoying. Like, I'm not a big fan of Sydney just because she never runs. So she really doesn't give you anything to be a fan of. But I definitely agree that she should definitely post when she's running. At least make a tweet, make an Instagram story post or something so people can know. Then there are other guys in the comments like Matthew Trolling and the Russian bot who are pointing out the fact that steroid use and stimulants also cause weakened toenails, and they can eventually cause them to fall off. So they were hinting at that probably because our coach is Bobby Kersey, and he's had allegations of doping in the past with FloJo and Jackie Joyner Kersey and many other athletes that he's had. But that's neither here nor there. But like I say always, at the end of the day is going to end. Sydney McLaughlin, she's a great talent, but unfortunately she has a lot of people that really don't like her or that just aren't fans of her. See, I don't really like dislike her. I'm just not a fan of her when it comes to track because we rarely see her. And when we do see her, it's like a pop-up surprise performance because she made no post and really didn't let nobody know. So she's kind of hard to be a fan of. But yeah, a lot of people, surprisingly, if you just go through comments and shit, like a lot of people really don't like Sydney that much. And it's like we used to like her, but the least she showed up, the more we just grew apart from her. So yeah, that's really the end of this video. Comment down below the kind of videos y'all want to see me make. Subscribe to my channel, and I'm out.